headline, Justice, or something like that.
Well, look what happened here with the what was that case?
Dennis
where
Richardson
it was,
and Fred Findlay. Yeah, exactly.
You. Thank you.
That this was because white people polluted the mind of Dennis Richardson. It's like, hell, there's like 20 people
There's
there.
like 20
I think
people here.
Put the bullhorn down.
Yeah, I think
just
so.
Get a little semicircle and have a talk.
Yeah, exactly. And let's get the news cameras in here and go real tight on the shot so it looks like there's a mass gathering.
Well, that didn't fly, though. I mean,
I know
the black
it didn't.
community
I know it didn't.
was not taken by that argument.
Well, no, they weren't. But nonetheless, the argument was put forth, which was disgusting.
So anyway, well, I appreciate the email. I understood where the argument came from. I just think it's, well, if anything, it's offensive to white women to say that it's a waste of a black guy to be with a white woman. So in other words, only loser black men should date white women, and that's okay, I guess. I mean, isn't that really the other side of the argument?
The argument is so ludicrous that...
Well, let's get Trudi in. Maybe we'll get something new on O.J. Simpson.
Call me an asshole.
Last we heard, the Fox TV helicopters were following O.J. who'd been allowed to leave his property.
Yeah, that's right. And he had done a lawn job at his own place to get the hell out of there. DEA.
You know what, though? That's not his lawn,
FBI.
because isn't O.J. in a condo?
That's why.
So it's really. Oh, he's not.
That's a house. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were describing a condo, or is he renting a house, or did he buy the house?
They didn't say, but that's a nice house. Swimming pool.
Where's he getting the money for that?
$25,000 a month. He's got a pension. They cannot touch his pension.
Do you believe this guy gets $25,000? How can this guy get $25,000 a month?
That's his pension. It's untouchable in a civil suit. You cannot touch someone's pension. There's certain things you can't touch with it.
I cannot believe that pension.
Join the NFL.
Yeah. Okay.
Trudi News brought to you by Dr. Albert Pierce. Dr. Pierce, let him help you wow your family and friends at all the holiday parties with the new and improved you. He's one of Detroit's top plastic surgeons. Check him out on the web at piercemd.com. That's PIERCEMD.com.
Juice, thinking himself impervious possibly to police, snagged on a tape being tapped by the federal investigators of this smuggling operation for the past 2 years. Apparently talking about doing drugs. Because of this conversation, he has become a part of the Operation X investigation in Miami, in Chicago, and a few other scenes. The indicted individual who was in this conversation with OJ is going to probably be revealed today on the noon news regarding OJ Simpson's little skirmish this morning with the federales. In the meantime, the Juice has left his building, gunning his Navigator between news trucks right over the top of his lawn, by himself in his black SUV. News trappers caught OJ on his front porch early this morning, 6 a.m., hearing it from 15 federal agents and local and state police that they were serving him with a search warrant. He would have to open his door to the search dogs and all the other agencies to find out.
Hey, it's a stupid question, but did you think that dogs smelled ecstasy or pills or things like that? I always thought that dogs did,
cool dogs.
Pot and things like that.
No, they're cool dogs. Rave dogs.
That's amazing to me. I mean, pills don't seem to have any kind of smell. I mean, I've never had any sense that...
they have...
I guess they can smell anything. If it was broccoli, they could teach them to smell it.
Yeah, no, they got a better sense of smell than we do, apparently.
Well, if we can train dogs to smell for drugs, why can't we train people? Just put them on all fours and... Is there that sense of smell that much better? I mean, we do have a better sense of higher learning, don't we?
But they got us beat. In the olfactory department, they know.
By how much?
By a ton, apparently.
They're still dogs. I mean, there's other things that we do better. Seems like we'd make up for it.
Yeah, we can train them.
Now you sound like you're jealous of dogs because they can sniff things better than you.
I just can't believe there are people who have good... My dad has an incredible sense of smell.
My mom, too, yeah.
God, my brother was
burning
smoking...
incense?
My brother was smoking a cigarette in the bathroom once in, like, this far bedroom. My dad's like, who's smoking a cigarette?
Something about getting to be 60 or 70 gives you an improved sense of...
My dad could go in that house and sniff out his ecstasy, I guarantee it.
Well, get him down there.
Probably costs more, though.
Yeah, he charges more to be on the clock, probably.
No,
even though he's retired.
He'd probably do it cheap.
You think?
Be looking for something to do.
O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson taken off this morning, leaving his attorney behind to sort of clean up the mess behind him as he vacated his digs in Florida. Also in Florida, the beginning of the trial.
O.J. Simpson.
The beginning of the trial that we at first became aware of on the Jerry Springer show in May when this
Is
couple...
someone's phone ringing?
No, it's this. Yeah, yes.
Oh, that. Okay. Sorry.
Has to be done, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
When this couple and the man's ex-wife appeared together on the show. After watching it, detectives in Sarasota say Ralph and Eleanor Panitz watched the show with themselves in a bar, drank heavily, and then supposedly headed over to the ex-wife Nancy Campbell's house, where she was later found stomped to death. That case comes to trial this week in Florida.
Feiger likes these tabloid TV cases, huh?
Yeah, he does.
Well, that'd be a good case, I would think.
Yeah, big
and
time.
the Schmitz case was a great case. I mean, it's a very it was. I don't know what I really thought in the end. It was a crazy case.
It was. Did you ever find out, by the way, who O.J. Simpson's attorney was this morning?
Yeah, he did tell us. It's funny, we were actually within
Busy guy.
talking distance of Brian Andrews, because the guy we talked to from Power 96 was right next to him, and he answered the question.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd ever heard of this clown.
I heard him say that at least 3 or 4 times.
What's that?
Power 96.
Oh, what good does he think is going to do him up here? I mean, he's nice to talk to us and all, but...
I also suspected he thought that we didn't know what DirecTV was.
Yeah.
From the way he talked. And when he said the cable was out, he almost sounded amazed, as if, wow, they don't get cable in Detroit?
I can't wait to hear his
Is our
interview
cable
with
connection
O.J.
shaky?
We understand now that O.J. has left the scene, but that his attorney has arrived here on the scene, and we think his attorney may be speaking with us within the next hour or so.
Alrighty, I guess that's been done, and O.J. Simpson is nowhere to be seen. At least that we know of. In Jackson, the county prosecutors there want to send Michael Johnson to prison for life after he was convicted yesterday of beating his estranged wife, binding her with duct tape, kicking her down the stairs, and trying to stuff her into a freezer. She fought him hard, though, and as she fought, kicking her legs, he slashed her with a knife. She took 170-some stitches after surviving the wounds when her daughter found her and freed her. Guy claims he was a victim of battered husband syndrome.
Is this the gold medal winning sprinter, Michael Johnson?
No.
I'm just asking.
Not.
I don't want him to be implicated.
Not that Michael Johnson. With the gold shoes, you mean?
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson.
And that wasn't O.J. Simpson. Although he would have loved to have done that. Advice for young women. Carnies may not be good husband material. A carny from Lake City, Michigan, pleading guilty to polygamy this week in court here for his auspicious marriage aboard a carnival ride in Lake City last summer. Unfortunately, he had not divorced the woman he'd married in Battle Creek back in 1992. Should you irradiate your Christmas cards? There is the specter of possible cross-contamination, although the post office doesn't go that far, but they do say tens of thousands of letters in the stream could be contaminated by a trace or two of anthrax. Not enough to hurt us, but something that came out of that troublesome Trenton, New Jersey post office. NASA's about to launch the shuttle Endeavour tonight. All goes well. It'll be off. In the new flick Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise and his future ex-Mrs. Cruise.
Oh, boy, does he ever have a shirt on in this movie, by the way? Have you seen the previews?
Yeah. It seems like it's coming off at all times.
Yeah, I know.
It's sort of hanging on him.
Or he's running.
So he has no buttons.
Like Chris Kattan? Crazy?
Anyway, Tom Cruise.
Someone time him in the 40, please. But he runs like an 8.3.
Wasn't he in pretty good shape, though, after he did Mission Impossible 2?
Well, for a guy that's 4'3", he's in good shape.
It's easier for little guys to get into shape.
Yeah.
Some little guys.
I mean, he looks like a real good athlete if you put him in the 95-pound wrestling class, which he's in. But his legs are so short. I mean, he can just run his ass off.
His legs don't look short, though.
30-second 100.
His legs don't look short, though.
He's tiny.
All in proportion. I know he's tiny. I know he's tiny.
If he walked in here right now, you'd think he was my son.
Mark wanted to know if you wanted to race him.
I'd love to race him. I'd kill him.
Still?
Yeah, absolutely.
Still got it,
and my back is not in great shape, but I still could beat him in a sprint. It would hurt the next day.
It'd be worth it, though, eh?
Yeah.
There's a scene in this movie that gives Tom Cruise deja vu. As they were working on the flick, this was quite a while ago, too. There was a scene between Tom and
beat
Kurt
him in
Russell.
hurdles, too, because he couldn't get over the hurdle.
Because his legs are.
Yeah.
Well, they put the
high
hurdle
for him to get up to that hurdle.
Wouldn't they have to put it lower for him, though? Don't they have to lower a hurdle for a person of shorter
you don't
stature?
do that, no.
No?
Mm-mm.
Well, no, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because guys with real long legs have the advantage then.
Yep.
The guys
That's
with
right.
little short
That's why
legs
they win the
who
hurdles. I'd love to play him in
Aren't
hoops,
there any-
too. Oh, would I reject him? Oh, another shot blocked. Oh!
Aren't there any Spud Webb types who do hurdles?
Yeah, I think there probably are, but generally I think they're usually taller, or at least, reasonable height. Not Cruise height, no way. Cruise, like, he and Vern Troyer are about the same, aren't they? I mean, they're both, they get these little tiny women to be with them in movies.
No, Vern Troyer is the size of a baby.
That Tom Cruise is a little bigger. Tom Cruise would look like his slightly older brother next to Vern Troyer.
He's a toddler.
Vern Troyer. There's a picture of him in Playboy last month of Vern Troyer at the Playboy Mansion again. It's like, what is he doing with these Playboy models?
I don't know. That Playboy
do they
Mansion
carry
is
him
such
around?
a pile of skank anymore.
Yeah, pretty much
There's
the
bird
model
crap
was...
on the artificial rocks.
Anyway, in this Tom
Who else was there?
Cruise...
Scott Baio was there, too.
Oh,
They
God,
said-
him and his
Again.
They said regular visitor Scott Baio, so apparently he's at the Playboy Mansion.
Well, he's
all the time.
hung, for one. We've heard that.
He deserves to be, though.
Oh, he does.
Oh, yeah, he's been with Pam
It
Anderson and
seems
who
to
else?
me.
Nicole Eggert. I mean, the whole huge list.
Was he
Heather
with,
Locklear. Wasn't he with Heather Locklear?
Yeah,
he's...
he's Nicole Kidman for a while. Kim Basinger. I don't know.
I think Nicole Kidman just went right to... She went right to Tom Cruise's
If you're
penis.
a regular at the Playboy Mansion, isn't that sort of indicative of it being over?
Yeah, kind of now.
Isn't it
Would you
really?
think, Trudi? I mean,
It just seems to
Hefner's
me,
kind of...
if
Isn't
you're
it
a
a
regular,
joke?
I was
think he is.
actually bowled
I think
over by
he's a joke.
the revelation that Hugh possibly was getting off on male pornography.
That's pretty
That,
weird.
for me,
We
was the
heard
end
that.
of all the mystique.
We heard that something strong.
I think he's just
Remember
horny
that?
for no matter what. I mean, I think if an animal walked
but-
into the room, he'd go, whoa, man, hot rabbit.
Well, and he's always videotaped and filmed sex. All those cameras and everything he has around that round bed.
Do you want to hear about Tom Cruise or...
What about
or
him?
not?
Yeah.
We're
He's
so
got a
far.
big
We're so
nose.
far away from the.
Is he grown another inch to 3'6" now, or what? Is that the
might.
news? Is that the headline?
His eyebrows are even bushy.
He might be on human growth hormones to get a little taller. Anyway, he and Kurt Russell were in the scene of Vanilla Sky some time ago, and they were talking in this scene about who their favorite Beatle was, and here's Tom's memory of that.
Cameron just said, he said off camera,
He's pushing his
he was
voice
just
again.
kind of throwing lines off to us as he was watching the scene, and that's where I came from. I always preferred George.
What did he say? He's got a mouthful of marbles. Either that or somebody's balls.
Hey, just have my
Did you understand a
camera
word he
working.
said?
Cameron Crowe, yeah.
Well, he loves talking about
We could have,
men,
had you
doesn't
not
he?
been on top
of course. He's gay.
Can you imagine me going, I was talking to Mike, and I was like, we're just talking, watching the scene. I said, who's your favorite Beatle? And Mike said it was George.
I just remember at one
No,
time.
Cameron Crowe prompted him to say
I just remembered
George.
he was
It's
teabagging
just
me.
like the nape of Mike's neck.
I like it.
The smell. Mike's
I like it when he teabags me. You're laughing. You're
Cameron
laughing.
just said, he said off camera, say George. He was just kind of throwing lines off to us as he was watching the scene.
Is that
and that's where
real?
I came from.
When he
I
said
always-
George, it was like
always preferred
breathless.
George.
No, play that again.
He wanted him to say George.
Say
Listen to
George.
the first George. Listen to the first George. Go ahead, do it.
Well, that's because he's talking about Cameron Crowe, who is the
Whispering to him,
director,
like, say George.
prompting him
This is George.
in the scene as he's directing
George.
it.
This is George.
Cameron just said, he said off camera, say George. He was just kind of throwing lines off to us as he was watching the scene, and that's where I came from. I always preferred George.
That's amazing how they play the same part of that song every time he says it.
He's
Which
using
I've heard far too much of.
he's using the exact tone of voice as he did with
Stanley.
Diane Sawyer.
There's people that just walk around like playing a soundtrack to Tom Cruise's life. So that whatever he's doing,
I know
they
it.
try to play the right popular
Yeah,
song.
right.
So I was really nervous.
When you look back, though, at what he gets
Stanley.
people to 60 to 70 takes, have you ever done that before in your life?
Stanley had a way of working that worked for him. You know, he's always concerned with, did I get enough to eat? How have I been sleeping? Am I getting too tired?
That's the stuff guys always worry about other guys.
So what gave you the ulcer?
Stanley Kubrick.
We keep reading about Stanley in the
Stanley.
room, manning the camera. Were you making love to Stanley?
That's the kind of relationship we had. And I said, I love you, Stanley. And he said, love you too.
What a voice push that
I know.
is. I mean, that is out of hand.
Out of hand.
Stanley.
That's
Very
on the
obvious.
that's on blah 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 blah. By the way, the disc, and it has an addendum with Larry King and Tom Cruise that makes, it's really a home run.
It really
strong.
is. It is.
Harmony House, $12.99. It's online, too.
That's right. Go online, harmonyhouse.com, and then go down to specialties, and you can order it by phone right off their site there.
You're incredibly sexy.
It's at all Harmony Houses, and all the proceeds of charity.
This is what you're missing if you don't watch TV. Tonight's In-Style Celebrities at Home special on NBC, which is going to probe the inner sanctums of Kelsey Grammer and his winsome, though IBS-afflicted Mrs. Camille.
They're going to talk about ABS? Or IBS?
They're going to talk about...
it's impossible.
Bowel
They're going to talk about their home, but...
No, they're going to talk about the toilet in their home and the use of
bowel medicine everywhere in the house.
Every cabinet.
So wherever she doesn't feel well, she just reaches for it.
Plungers.
Well, there's constant toilet soldiers. There's a platoon of toilet soldiers all over the place. Looks like marching, looks like going to war with China. There's so many toilet soldiers.
Some people collect
it's like there's a
penguins
wave
or
of
pigs.
a million.
You go to her house and you think that she collects plungers, but actually they're just there because she needs them all the time.
And
they're on shelves, they're next to famous works of art. They're everywhere in the house.
I know.
Kitchen.
And then when she wrecks them, just like the Chinese army, there's another wave comes along after that.
What have to do with the Chinese army?
Because there's millions and millions and millions. It's the largest army in the world. And like Delbert used to always say, if you kill them sons of bitches, there's a million more come over the hill after that.
They use them for bookends, too, just so if they run out of plungers, and you say, just take one of the bookends.
Well, not only that, if she's
constantly running out.
Well, if she's perusing a book in her library, and all of a sudden it acts up, there's help right there. There's a flare-up. Her and her ass, and his infatuation with it.
The antenna,
bowel syndrome.
The antenna on her Jaguar has a plunger over it.
Absolutely.
It's supposed to be decorative. It's painted the same color. The bottom as the car.
Are you serious?
Yeah, if she's going to a public restroom, she just pulls it off the antenna and takes it in.
No way. Oh my!
That way it appears that she's just trying to protect the antenna, but actually it's the constant IBS concerns.
Yeah. Did you know that she had in her Jag, her driver's seat is a toilet, but it's got a handmade leather seat. It's actually a handmade leather seat.
Oh, God.
But it's an actual toilet bowl when you get into the driver's seat of her Jag. Swear to God. I swear to God. And when she goes to the bathroom, she opens the sunroof. She has the sunroof. You can always tell when she's
defecating. There's a fan in there, too.
Yeah, I know. You can always tell when she's having an unpredictable defecation. The sunroof is wide open.
I was on the phone with her, and I keep hearing these noises. I'm like, wait a second, aren't you in your car phone?
Yeah.
I'm just driving over to the cheer set. I'm like, well, I could swear it's not. Well, I'm the Jaguar front seat.
Yeah, I'm in the front seat, and I've been struck with a flare-up. It's acting up.
It's hard to compete with that, but the Billboard Awards are at 8 o'clock on Fox tonight.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever. Fox's new correspondent, Geraldo Rivera, touting how he's packing heat. He carries a gun in Afghanistan.
So what? Who doesn't? Get out of here, Rivera.
I told a reporter over there that he and his brother, who apparently is with him for some
Everybody's
reason.
got a concealed weapons permit. Shut up, Geraldo.
They're ready for a gunfight, and he will not be a victim.
Oh, really?
And
what
Naked
an
News,
asshole he is.
NakedNews.com switching horses from being online to being on TV. It has 6 million hit viewership online. It's going to see how it does at pay-per-view on December 7th when it debuts the 55-minute Naked News, $3.95 an hour. Trudi Daniels, Riff Rock and Roll Radio News.
Windsor Laser Eye Institute. They are where experience is the difference. Dr. Tayfor and the gang focused on the future with the newest wave in laser technology, LiDAR tracker. Find out more by calling the staff at Windsor Laser Eye Institute, 1-800-663-ISEE or WLEI.com. And Secret Service is handling the Super Bowl security. Monday Night Football, the Packers win. Mike McMahon at quarterback, of course, you knew that. And it looks like Michael Vick may be in Atlanta with Chandler Hurt, and Dante Culpepper may be out in Minnesota. Tigers talking to Kenny Lofton. We pulled his stats off the... I want credit for this.
I like Kenny.
I like Kenny too, but he's over the hill.
He'll be good for a couple of years. We can use his leadership.
Are we on the 2-year plan here?
Yes.
or on any plan to get something going.
This is another Bip Roberts to me.
No, he's better than that. He's better than that.
It's close.
Absolutely.
I'm not kidding. It's Doug. He stole 16 bases last year. He used to steal 75.
But he didn't play much. He didn't play much.
He played 400 and some odd at bats worth. Where's my Lofton? Why can't I keep track of everything when all I have is junk everywhere?
While you look for that, let me quickly get this in. We want to thank Chicken Shack, who brought in the most...
is that our food?
Well...
No, it's Harper's food, but we didn't want to order out.
It became our food.
He's not here.
He's not. I don't know.
Are they at a mall or something?
If he's here, there's nothing for him to eat.
Oh,
we took over.
I didn't eat much of it. I got to tell you,
that is good food out there.
That chicken is the best chicken you'll find anywhere on the planet. I guarantee you.
Ate all the magical food.
I am a fried chicken lover, and I'm telling you. And but Chicken Shack is at 12.5 Mile Road in Woodward, in Royal Oak there. And man, if you haven't...
You ate the magical food.
Mm-hmm. Chicken Shack, 12.5 Mile Road. If you haven't experienced fried chicken till you've had Chicken Shack, I'll tell you that, bitch. And yeah, we just we emptied that.
We did. Everybody from the Riff staff's been eating it all morning.
I know it.
Well, it's been out there. It's their cafeteria too. It used to be ours.
There's nothing left out there. It looked like a bomb went off. I mean, there's nothing. There is nothing left. I think there's one roll.
Actually, there's a couple of potatoes left.
Did you find it, Drew?
Kenny Lofton.
All right.
Kenny Lofton, circa 1993 Cleveland. His career started in 91, so he's been, this will be his 12th season, so he's probably, 34, 35?
Yeah.
Back in 93 with Cleveland, 325. Let's see, 70 stolen bases. 94, 349. 60 stolen bases. 75, 310. 54 stolen bases. Scored 132 runs. 96, 317. 75 stolen bases. Then he goes over to Atlanta, hits 333, but only steals 27 bases and is caught 20 times. Comes back to Cleveland, 54 stolen bases, 282 and 98. 99, he squeaks over 300 at 301 with 25 stolen bases. 2000, he steals 30 and hits 278.
That's still higher than any of our guys.
And slowing down in 2001, 16 stolen bases, caught 8 times, 261. Batted 517 times.
He's going to rebound.
Well,
he's got a rebound.
You want to pay him
there's a rebound somewhere.
$7 or $8 million.
It's a little name value. You know, come on. We got to have somebody on the team.
Well, according to our audience Insta poll, 46% say you're too old.
Hey, I was listening to your autograph rundown there. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Uh-huh.
I got a couple of good ones. I got Autogram, the toe, right?
Oh, Autogram? He's good?
From the Browns.
Nice guy?
Very nice guy. And he signs a lot for free. And Harmon Killebrew was great.
The killer.
I remember I got his. These are the ones I have. Now, on the bad, are you ready? The bad are bad, but they sign. Denny McClain, Gaylord Perry,
Denny
Rose.
McClain was on that list.
Pete Rose. Yeah, these are the ones I have.
Denny was nice to us.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Denny McClain was actually not too bad when he signed. Gaylord Perry was just, like you said, he was like a machine. Pete Rose, like a machine. I got a Joe DiMaggio. I didn't get it personally, though. Willie Mays was like a machine.
Charlie Vincent called him a whore. He wrote an article and he said, Willie Mays is a whore.
Yeah.
And he described his whole autograph signing process and how during the break, I guess somebody wanted to get something signed, somebody running this thing was saying, okay, nope, I'm not on the clock.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just really rude to people.
I was in Florida and got... and there was a big show with Willie Mays and Barry Sanders.
Oh, boy, there's a pile of personality.
Stood in line both days, close to 7 hours. For Willie Mays.
God.
7 hours in line.
Please.
In Saugatuck, Florida or something like that. Sawgrass, Florida.
Oh, who could take
I took my family there on a vacation to get Barry Sanders' autograph.
You'd have to sit there and rotate people all day. Who could stand that long without dying?
I was in line. It's one of the biggest malls, at the time. It was huge.
Dear God, help thy merciful.
Have you guys heard about this movie, I Am Sam?
Yeah.
Previous. God, it looks really good. I have a feeling it's going to do big awards because Sean Penn plays a guy with the mental capacity of a 7th grader.
Yeah.
And I guess, does he have a daughter? Is that it?
Oh, yeah.
Is that his daughter?
The premise of the movie
He has custody of a 7-year-old, and they're like, we have to take her away from you because you only have the brain of a 7-year-old, and she's already 7, so it's not going to work. And Michelle Pfeiffer, here it is. Nope, that's not it. That was, we're on the shortcut there.
Retard. Yes. You're not like other daddies.
I'm sorry.
Daddy, I'm lucky. Nobody else's daddy ever comes to the park.
No one doubts that you love your daughter.
These shoes light up.
But your intellectual capacity is around that of a 7-year-old.
Do we get a balloon with these?
All of us? Or just her?
Sean Penn is so convincing, I'm convinced that he's been in an accident or something.
It is not
He's
in the
so
best
good.
interest of the child to remain in the home, and I order her detained.
Why is Lucy going home with me?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be huge.
This is one of the best ads I've seen in the Yellow Pages. You're my lawyer!
Right, I'm your lawyer.
Okay.
We have a lot to go over, and I have 5 minutes. Green means go.
You're going much faster than everybody else.
Is she going to help us?
Always set your dreams high, Lucy.
I don't think you realize what you're up against.
You got to be firm on this.
Hey, he's working at Starbucks. That's kind of weird.
You try it, you don't ever get there.
I can go at least another 9 rounds, but you gotta let me in.
You think what they think. Sam can't take care of Lucy.
It doesn't matter what I think. It matters that we win.
It matters to me.
Isn't it true that you know you need much more than your daddy can give you?
All you need is love.
What makes you think you can raise a 7-year-old?
Every parent has those moments.
A 10-year-old?
Moments where the task is so unbelievably challenging
A 13-year-old?
that you feel retarded.
She'll be 6 years more advanced than you.
I wouldn't want any daddy but you. Did you hear that? Why don't you write that down?
It's about patience.
I worry that I've gotten more out of this than you.
And it's about listening.
Daddy?
I'm here! And it's about love.
I am Sam.
You're recording. Hi, this is Sam!
Jerry Lewis could have played this role.
So I think you need to sound a little more outgoing.
How is his life how's his life intertwined to the Beatle music?
They tried to get all Beatles song for this soundtrack.
Look at that soundtrack.
It's all,
Everyone's on it.
It's all Beatles songs. There's huge people doing it too, including what's going to be Pearl Jam. Well, the next song Riff plays by Pearl Jam, or Ed. It's just Eddie Vedder. It's not Pearl Jam. Yeah. And they couldn't get clearance from Apple. Why won't Apple clear all these songs for this great movie?
You know, they're not going to do that. They're going to put Beatles songs on there. It'd be like having a greatest hits album out.
Yeah. That's true.
No way.
Wait a minute, who's in charge at Apple?
Apple's in charge of Apple. You don't know who they are, but they stop everything, trust me. They're all over the internet. They're on everything.
So this is the single? Is this a single?
I think this could be. I don't know that there'll be a single. It could be just up to the individual stations.
This is cool.
This is
Great
good,
song.
isn't it?
I love this song. It's one of my favorites. Hey, you got to hide your... Hey, you got to hide your love away.
Now, I heard Sean Lennon was on one of these tracks with Rufus Wainwright, but this says only Rufus Wainwright. I'm hoping that's true.
What's Rufus
I listened to a
Wainwright?
couple of other tracks. Ben Folds is pretty good.
Well, Sean Lennon was with Rufus Wainwright at the Lennon tribute when Kevin Spacey sang Mind Games.
But who is Rufus Wainwright?
Well, I don't care who Rufus Wainwright is.
But who
I don't
is
want
he?
I don't want
I'm
Sean
asking.
Lennon on it.
I don't even know.
He's a singer.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Loudon's son.
Is he related to Loudon? He's his son. See, Loudon's on Undeclared. He's the father on Undeclared, which blew my mind. Ben Harper, Strawberry Fields Forever. I gotta hear this.
Wow.
Ben Folds is good. Golden Slumbers. I think it's the next track.
When's that movie out, Drew?
It's got to be soon because we got the.
January.
Was it
That looks intense,
The
doesn't
premiere
it?
soon, I know that.
Well, they sent us the disc.
Once there was a way to get back home.
Black Crows, Lucy in the Sky.
That's not that good.
No. It's a hard song to do.
Yeah, and he did it weird.
Wallflowers, I'm looking through you.
See that new movie with Tom Cruise, that Vanilla Sky? That's McCartney did the title track to that.
Vanilla Sky?
Yep.
Is that the name of the song?
Yep. I gotta get that movie soundtrack today.
Really?
Gotta find it.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields.
This is Ben Harper, I think.
Yep.
Nothing is real.
Sounds a little gay to me.
Paul Westerberg is good. Nowhere Man.
I was excited about this. Now I'm kind of bummed. I love Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, he's
Nowhere Man from Paul Westerberg is good. And The Wallflowers isn't bad.
Try track 1.
That's The Wallflowers.
This movie's out January 11th. Film's released in New York and Los Angeles. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, you guys didn't lose your headphones?
That's your...
Oh. Mark unplugged me. I thought we were off the air. Sorry.
Hello.
I thought you just had a stroke. I thought for sure like you had a stroke.
Froze.
Wallflowers.
There was Mike jumping right in there, saving us.
Yeah, read about Elton John, his anger.
Oh, God.
He's pissed off.
I'm so happy.
Is this Dylan's kid?
Yeah.
Oh, God, Dylan's kid.
I had a collection of Jacob Dylan heads on my wall.
Jacob Dylan.
Really, his face bothers me.
Oh, his face. Drew, his face drives me out of my mind. I can't even take it. I look at his face, I can't listen to him because of his face. I can't enjoy the audio because of the visual.
Apparently, the Miami-Dade PD has issued a statement.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure if you can break into the Wallflowers.
Let me find the proper track. I'll find the proper track for this, Trudi. We'll make you like Tom Cruise. We'll always have a soundtrack person for all your life.
It's a flimsy release either, right? It's got a nice punch to it.
How about, let's see, Revolution Help? Howie Day's
There
version
you
of
go.
Help.
That's
I hope
perfect.
it's worth it. I hope it's not a flimsy release.
Yeah, 10.
For the contents of the warrants, in which they served this morning
Wait, we're not ready.
at 6 a.m. Who's this?
Howie.
Oh, my
Howie
God.
Day.
You know I need
Why are they doing all these wimpy versions?
They
Doug?
jumped
Aren't
over
they all
Help.
kind of wimpified?
A few of them are.
Blows right here.
It's a very emotional adult film.
Landed down here that it might have something to do with ecstasy, or it might have something to do with satellite access.
I think you need
cards.
ecstasy to listen to this
but
Help
those are just rumors.
version.
We haven't gotten any confirmation as to the nature of the warrant.
Thanks a hell of a lot. Ed Mund from the Miami-Dade PD on how they don't know what the hell's going on. Because it's in federal jurisdiction.
You mean his name is Ed Mund?
Ed Mund.
Because it could be Edmund Mund.
Yeah.
No, it says spokesman for the Miami-Dade Police, Ed, M-U-N-D, is his spelling. Edmund Mund? Edmund Mund.
I think I want Paul Westerberg, track 14, please.
Yeah, Nowhere Man. That's pretty good. Well, it's kind of Eddie Vedder-ish.
Why isn't Paul Westerberg more popular? I've never understood that.
He was with Replacements.
The Replacements, yeah. He's awesome.
I know
And
him
then drifted off?
from Minneapolis. Matter of fact, I was...
He's a real nowhere.
Oh, this isn't going to help him any.
Well, wait till it kicks in. Maybe it's got a punch.
Well, all the Beatle cover movie soundtrack stuff that I have sounds like this. It's always like this. You know, nobody knows.
Backbeat, man.
Nobody knows how to interpret the Beatles. It's tough to interpret the Beatles.
You can't lose it. They lost
Did you hear Greg Dully singing Helter Skelter?
Oh, yeah.
On the back?
That was cool. That was cool.
Oh, my God, does that rock?
You just knocked my headphones out.
I did? Sorry.
That's all right.
Let's hear what the Black Crows did.
God, we need Millward in here in the worst way.
Black Crows, who said that?
Who said that, Black Crows?
Now, these guys can do Zeppelin. We know that. You saw him with Paige, didn't you?
Yeah. It actually sounds a little like Lennon here.
No, it's awful. Spacey sounds better doing this guy. He does. He sounds far better than this jerk.
You know what's funny is...
Chris Robinson.
Wouldn't you think that...
Chris Robinson's excellent, but not doing this.
Wouldn't you think that
He's great as Robert Plant.
Doesn't the technical part sound wrong? You'd think it'd be so easy to reproduce their sounds and all that, but it's not.
I know it is. It's very difficult.
This blows.
Does it have any?
This blows. Chris,
Verse pipe does this better.
Yeah, that's true too. Next.
That's kind of rough.
I can't take it.
All right, we better take it off before we destroy all the sales. The Eddie Vedder is great, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that.
Troy's coming in here. He's worried all his...
Who's doing
This
two
is
of us?
Sean Penn's brother, so it can't be that bad.
Are you serious?
And Amy Mann.
I was hard working getting
Michael
the CD
Penn's not
early
bad.
and for not.
We'll see.
Is Michael Penn an actor, too?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's in
This sounds good.
Shortcuts.
And
He's in a bunch of stuff.
This sounds like the original.
Reservoir
Listen.
Dogs, right?
This sounds like the original. This is great. Yeah, that
Amy Mann's a good singer from Tilted.
This sounds just like it. Bam, bam, bam. This is very good. This is good. Yeah, this is right on. What else is on it? Let me see that.
Oh, I'm only sleeping. That's a dangerous one.
Oh,
You can screw
I gotta
that
hear
up.
that. God, I love that tune. Who does that one?
The Vines.
Yeah, there's a
This
few
is
bands
good.
in there I know.
This is a good one right here.
Okay, I'm only sleeping. What's
Do
that?
we try
Could be
Across the
dangerous.
Universe yet? Do we already try that?
No, we didn't. It's not
That's-
terrible.
I don't know what.
Track 4.
Track 4 for Across the Universe?
Yeah. You know how I love that song, Drew.
Well, you're probably not going to like Rufus Wainwright.
I know.
It's not awful.
First of all, I just love the music of it all. Listen to this, which is wonderful.
Words are flowing
Nope.
out
Damn it. All right.
I think you need to pull the trigger a little quicker.
Track 9. Let's go to I'm Only Sleeping, track 9.
I can bring you a copy of Let It Be if you need that.
No. I got that.
I need all things must pass.
Took care of that.
Can't buy it now.
No, I know. It's true.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, listen to this.
I got the sampler in my briefcase.
Hey, this shit's bad.
I'll hook you up.
Have you heard the version on Anthology 2 of I'm Only Sleeping?
Oh, it's great.
Really good. May have. It's just McCartney and Lennon on the acoustic guitar singing together. Really good.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I did not hear
8
that.
days a week is good, too.
This is good.
Stop
This is
it.
good.
Who's 8 days a week?
Oh, there's a different version of 8 days a week on Anthology. It's really good.
Why don't
too.
you
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Give me Don't Let Me Down, track 8.
How many tracks are on this thing?
I know. I know. I can't
I'll be
believe
here
it.
till noon.
I know, we're almost done. I gotta hear Don't Let Me.
Well, Revolution's on here, too.
I know, I gotta hear that one too. I know.
Don't let me down.
Oh boy, okay. Yeah, boy.
It only takes 5 seconds to go through a track, Doug.
Yeah. All right, give me track 12, Revolution with Granddaddy.
I'm glad Mike's not reviewing my album.
No, the ones I like, I give. The ones I like, I give their due. Here we go, let's check this out.
I brought the new Creed in.
Troy. All right, what do we got here?
Wait, this is wacky.
Wait a minute.
Well, that's quick, you guys.
Yeah, but they spoiled the tempo.
Well, come on. It's a little bizarre, isn't it? What is this, the
Aren't you
Cars
guys rushing to
Revolution?
judgment?
Wait a second. What is that? What the hell was that?
You're rushing to judgment now.
Who is this?
Well, Rick Ocasek just jumped into this song. It's ridiculous. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Revolution.
Really?
Oh, jeez. Stop it! You want to try track 15 with We Can Work It Out with Heather Nova? All right. Spacey does this better.
There's the Cars beat.
All right.
This is better than a lot of these.
I told you so. Last one is 15 mark, and then we've reviewed everything. We got one more track to go.
What's this?
Nick Cave.
It's gonna be what is it? Wait a minute.
Nick Cave. Let it be.
Oh, Nick Cave.
No. It's gonna be Heather Nova. We Can Work It Out.
We Can Work It
Track
Out.
15.
Put Nick Cave on.
I hate to turn Spacey off.
Yeah, we
I
don't
feel
know.
like Spacey stabilized the station.
He has.
Nick Cave.
Is this 15 mark? Oh, you're playing Let It Be with Nick Cage. Yeah, all right, fine. Go ahead. Let's see what happens. I like it so far.
It'll be. Wait till you hear this.
There's an accordion on there.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom.
Stop
Let
it.
it be.
I like it.
Yeah, it's better than I thought from Nick Cave.
He's pushing his voice.
He always does.
Yeah.
Standing right in
Mark, don't go far.
He's like a vampire on stage, you know.
Let it be.
Well, there's have Eddie Vedder do the whole soundtrack.
Let's go track 15, and this is the final one, and this is Heather Nova with We Can Look It Up. And that's a wrap.
Keep on talking so I can't go on. Why you see your way?
Yeah, maybe we'll tolerate this. Let's see what happens.
Actually, that's not bad.
We can work it out. We can work it out.
That person.
Trudi, can you play this on guitar?
We'll give $1,000.
Think of what I'm saying.
Wow,
All right, I'm done. Stop it, Mark.
Let me get my.
Mike's done, so we're done.
You know why? 'Cause I gotta pee.
She sounds like Jill Sobule.
You're right.
Yeah.
Jill Sobule?
Yeah, she kissed a girl.
Yeah.
All right.
She kissed a girl.
You want us to thank you in the commercials, Doug?
What do you want to do, Doug? It's noon. It's 12 o'clock. What do you want?
Whatever station's listing, put on Spacey.
Remember, go get our CD now.
We gotta play a couple songs. Who's first up on the docket?
Harmony House, go get our CD today. Blah, 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 blah. All Harmony House locations, all proceeds of charity, go get it today. Go do it. Go do it.
Kid Rock, number 7 CD in the country. Number 1 in Detroit, though.
That's
Number
it.
1, baby.
Number 1 in Detroit. Thank you.
Willie,
You guys aren't going to knock Kid Rock out of number 1, are you?
No, we're only on the Harmony House
Maybe
list.
politically.
Yeah, the Harmony House list. Yeah.
Okay, very good. I want to cause a political problem.
Yeah. Go out
Can
to
you keep
Harmony.
it down another week or so?
Yeah,
I don't think people are saying, I think I'm going to buy Drew and Mike instead of
right.
Kid Rock. That's only my mom who likes Tom Hanks in lieu of Tom Cruise.
Exactly. And by the way, if you don't
Feel
go
about
to
Tom Green.
She wouldn't like him because she likes Tom Hanks.
Oh, of course.
and if you don't go to the store, you can go to harmonyhouse.com, go down to specialties, click on that, take you to all the CDs you can order by phone.
And for buying 3 copies today, we'll leave you a gratuitous rock star. Thank you. Are you ready?
Ready. Thank you, Detroit.
Coolness aside, I'd like to say thank you.
Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you and stuff.
Thank you, Jesus!
Thank you, Detroit.
Hey, thank you. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you, media.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.
We have to thank you for that.
Well, thank you very much, Drew and Mike.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and God bless America.
Bye-bye, son of a bitch.
Oh, I'm back.
You've been in Tucker or any of those other movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Isn't
What's
that
the Woody Allen movie he's so good at? Crimes and Misdemeanors. God, is that great.
No,
You know, he's a great guy. He really is.
Yeah.
And,
I forgot, what was he making the speech for? No! Oh, that was for Ed Wood. Okay, that was him getting cut off at the Oscars by the music, and then he yells "No!" And they, of course, go to commercial anyway.
we always laugh about that.
He had more people to thank.
And then music hit. Oh, man.
Yeah, I loved Ed Wood.
Yeah, me too. Me
Yeah, I
too. I
saw
have it on
that.
Laserdisc, which is weird because I don't have a Laserdisc player. But
When you do, you're ready to rock,
that's
though.
right. Because they're going to be on sale pretty soon. That DVD's kicking in good.
Yeah,
what
that's
were you,
what I hear.
What were you doing on the computer? I walk in and Robert's on the computer.
No
of course,
kidding.
I've heard all about him
Yeah?
downloading boners on the computer
You weren't
from the
searching
CD.
on Dr. Laura, were you?
No.
All right, just checking.
Who would want to see her?
Oh, I
I
tell
don't
you.
care what she's doing.
It's a
He
disaster.
thought he wanted to see her.
I thought I did. And there she was all laid out, and it's like we refer to it as a patch bomb went off. And there's just, there's springing jobs flying all over the place. It's a disaster.
I know.
What were you doing on the computer?
Somebody gave me this address yesterday for this spy store, and then it has these other links that you can go to in case, you have friends that are terrorists that you haven't seen since high school. You can locate them.
Everything is on the net.
Everything is on there.
Sure.
If you're not on there, it's nuts.
Explain that thing that you were telling me about that you open up or...
Oh, yeah. It's like a purse or a bag, a attaché case. If you're afraid of getting robbed, it delivers 40,000 volts.
When the robber opens it.
Without your permission, yeah.
40,000.
That just sounds like an awful lot of voltage.
All I can say is if somebody tries to rip you off and they open that up and get zapped and it doesn't kill them, you really better be running.
You're not kidding.
So if someone goes, "Psst, hey!" That's when you're sucking on a gun barrel right there.
Yeah.
I got to
Shut
tell you,
me up.
I was just dying on, if you buy this CD, I can get this car, Robert Schimmel's CD. You're talking about America Online on there. And I've forgotten the exact sequence of events, but how did you end up with boners all over your screen?
I went into some chat room, and it was called "Are You Curious?" And then I was wondering what that meant. Because I didn't know. I am curious. I mean, if Christopher Columbus wouldn't have been curious, they wouldn't have discovered America. So I go in there, and all of a sudden it's just this, you've got mail, and bam, this penis pops up on my screen.
You've got mail. Oh, perfect.
It was M-A-L-E. And then bam, another one, and then this guy comes on, hey, I want to see yours, and I don't know how to send him mine. So but I forwarded him somebody else's. I've learned how to do that. It's like you get to clone the other guy's penis. He gets it, but you still have it. You don't get rid of it.
So this schlong basically downloads the photograph, and you're like, oh boy. When it started to download, did you go, I know where the rest of this is going?
And I couldn't click off of it, and and it took about 7 minutes to download. I don't know how big it was for real.
Yeah.
But the bad part is that, I get home, and then I have a laptop. I'm on the road a lot. My wife says, come on, honey, let's go to bed. And I said, yeah, let me just check my email first. And then, bam, this thing pops up on my screen. And she goes, yeah, it looks like you've been working real hard on that script. And I said, no, I don't know how I got this. And she said, Bob, nobody sends you their penis if you're not asking for it.
Oh, man.
I had one of these sites this morning where it said that they have pictures of Monica Lewinsky on there too, and they have they have everybody. I'm telling you.
Monica Lewinsky?
Yeah, I'm sure.
And not that I want to see it.
Not with her. Yeah, I know that. I can't understand.
The funny thing too is Robert's talking about on the CD, and not to give away your whole CD, but he's talking about how the penises are there's never anything else in the picture. It's just the penis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It's never that, and that's the difference, I think, between guys with guys and guys with girls. Because if you're sending it to another guy that's interested in that, that's all they really do care about.
Right, that would be true.
Women don't. And, you have to have your car in the background or your parents' summer home in the Hamptons or something like that. Bing, here's my parents' mansion. Oh, that's my penis in the driveway next to the Bentley.
It's so true.
It is.
Guys just cut right to it. They don't care about anything else.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, it would be a lot easier to be gay.
Well, sure.
Because
Well,
how much
just
fooling around is there?
No, none. I think you just walk
how much
right up.
gamesmanship is there?
There isn't.
They could just waltz up and go thread it out.
That's right. No, there isn't any. There's no,
Well, look what was happening in the bathhouses. I mean, guys would go in there and they do like 7 or 8 other guys in a day.
Yeah. I remember I walked into this mall bathroom once, walked in there, and all of a sudden, you could tell, everybody had a boner up in the urinal, and they just moved forward, so it vanished. You walked in, and you just was like, oh, hey, how you doing? And you just kind of turn around and kind of walk out, and the minute the door shut, they just backed up, and all the bones came out. You just know it.
I know. That's why it's so weird when you go to the gym and in the locker room, guys are so homophobic that nobody ever, it's all looking up, like it's intentional eye contact. No one ever looks down. You go, is that your wallet on the floor? No, I don't need it. Because you don't even want the guy to think you're accidentally looking in that direction.
So true.
Oh, that's another one of my favorite things on the CD is Robert's talking about health club or workout clubs and how gross the hot tubs are and all the nude guys.
Oh, man.
That is disgusting. In fact, the whole idea of hot tubs, even unisex hot tubs are hot. You're hot. I don't want to go in your hot tub.
No, me neither. Because every time you go in there's always that froth floating on top. And they go, no, it's chlorine. I have chlorine in my pool, and it never froths up like that.
Yeah.
You never know how clean everybody else is. Steve Martin wrote the...
I saw that. The
liner notes to the CD inside. And I wrote him a letter. I just sent it to him, actually, 2 days ago. And it said, basically, it was, Dear Steve, I want to thank you for taking time out to write the liner notes for the CD, and it really means it's a big compliment Yeah.
That's the next radio station calling it. You know, we've heard Robert on Riff, and I don't think so. I might just not want to come by.
No, and I said that, no, that's the driver. Probably he didn't drop off some crack earlier. So, what's he all dressed up for?
Yeah,
He
I
has
don't
to
know.
do his thing.
Hey,
Good morning,
he's
Mr.
representing
Schimmel. How are you
Chaplins.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then he should wear a bowling shirt instead of a suit. So I sent him this letter, and it says that it's the biggest to get praise from somebody, a consummate comic actor, writer like him, is like the biggest compliment a comic can get. And then, although I really do appreciate the liner notes, I still don't understand what that remark in the liner notes about him sleeping with my wife has to do anything with my CD.
He did throw that in. He did throw that in.
And I said that maybe I would find it more funnier if I was a billionaire like him, or if it was his wife I was sleeping with. And it got real serious, really questioning why he would do something like that to me.
Oh, is that
I want
right?
to see if he gets it, yeah. I know he'll get the letter. I want to see if he gets the joke at the end. Because I sold him a stereo 17 years ago when I was a struggling comic.
You sold Steve Martin a stereo?
I worked at a Beverly Hills stereo store, and I remember I was installing it in his house.
Oh, I thought he was like buying used stereos.
No.
I thought he was going, man, he was pretty big 17 years ago.
I thought he was maybe selling
No, he was in his place, and I'm selling him a stereo, and I'm installing it in his house. And I looked, and I used to do comedy at night and work at the stereo store in the daytime. And I said, I do comedy too. And he said, yeah, that's why you're installing my stereo system. So at the end of this letter, I said, I don't know if you remember, but I sold you a stereo and installed it in your house. And I did a lot of celebrity songs, Suzanne Plachette and Sandy Gallon and Barbra Streisand and
Barbra Streisand. Bitch throughout the whole thing. Did she just
Donna
bitch?
Summer and Neil Bogart, all these people, and I said, you're the only one that I didn't steal something from their house. I took souvenirs from everybody, but I knew it wasn't cool to steal from another comic. And that it's okay about what you did with my wife, because I did the same thing to you on this Price of the Stereo System. So, and the quote from Chris Rock is real too.
Wow.
Yeah.
The thing on the
Chris
outside.
Rock
Because
is
somebody said that he really write that, and I said, you know how much trouble you get into if you forged a quote from somebody?
Yeah.
I can't understand. I know your act is a tad on the blue side, and we've heard that sort of thing before. But you can't get on Letterman just once, or they tape those shows.
I did Conan last week.
Oh, you did Conan again? Yeah. Okay, because on the CD you mentioned that you haven't been back.
That's one of the reasons why they had me back.
Is that right?
All these people called there and said, how come you don't have Robert Schimmel on? They said, okay, let's go. So then I get there, and I had to spend the afternoon with the NBC censor to...
Is that right? Define everything, huh?
What's the big deal? They tape it.
And then I did this whole thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And they said, okay, this is the set. We love it. And then I went out and did something totally different.
Oh, no. Did you really? You are so bad. Well, have Leno or Letterman? Have you... No way.
I think Leno is way too middle of the road for me.
Oh, yeah.
I rember when he did stand-up, and he was pretty cutting edge, and now he's does these corny sketches that, I can't believe it.
I know. He's a horrible interviewer, too.
He would have been making fun of
himself.
Himself if there was somebody hosting a show doing the stuff that he's doing when he was doing stand-up.
Right.
He would have been ragging on them constantly, and now here he is doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard this story about how they, at Leno's at the big writing sessions every night, they play videos of comedians and just laugh hysterically at the comedians. All night long, just, that guy's so bad.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to wait for Jimmy Walker, and he had a bell like they do at the front desk at a hotel, and there was 12 of us writing jokes for him, and if he didn't like it, he'd hit the bell and go, next, and you'd go two guys... walk into a drugstore, ping, don't like it, next. You're out on a date, ping, nope, what else? No, seriously.
Oh, that's funny.
That's the way he was. A nice story for Gabe Kaplan, and Gabe Kaplan is, he just loves playing poker. He won the World Series of Hold'em last year in Binions in Las Vegas. That's what he does. He's a professional poker player now.
Yeah, I was reading about he used to play blackjack
But
a lot,
you'd have to go to the casino and sit next to him and pitch jokes while he's playing cards.
He's pretty hooked, huh?
$50, and he'd go, make it 200, and they'd go, raise, recall, this, pass, whatever. He goes, okay, what's the next joke? And then you'd tell him, and he'd say, okay, raise. And then and you'd go, are you listening to me or playing or what?
Wow. Weird.
Hey,
And then by watching his stand-up, he wasn't listening because he's...
Not a one was in there. Not a one.
The last time you were here, we witnessed a Robert Schimmel rejection. When we walked out of the studio and the other station had called and we just heard Robert on riff.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Remember that?
That's right.
But you looked really bummed out. I thought, it must happen to him.
No,
I think
it
happened. It doesn't really?
People that invite me usually...
They
why
know.
would
Yeah,
say
they would know.
And I
Right.
don't really do anything that you shouldn't do. It's... it's insulting because I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
A comic needs radio. I mean, how would anybody know the CD exists or that I'm in town if I didn't have a radio station that thought I was funny? So for somebody to go, no, you're not going to go on, it's like... And then you just think, then one day when you get bigger, that's what I love. There was a couple of stations that I didn't do, and then after the first CD came out, and I did some other radio stations. I did Westwood 1 in New York. We do like 30, in the morning.
Right.
Oh, man.
And then all these places call me up and go, hey, when are you going to be in town? And I go, I was just there, and you wouldn't put me on. And they go, no, that was a different program director.
Yeah. Robert is at Chaplin's Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow night, 8:30 and 10:30. For reservations, call 810-792-1902. And how'd it go last time at the club? It went real well, didn't it?
Yeah, it was great.
Great.
It was great.
And the
I
CD
appreciate it.
in Detroit, how's it doing?
I don't know. I love making people laugh. I don't check the sound scan thing or whatever it is.
But it's probably doing pretty good.
I don't know. The reason why I called it that, originally it was called, if you buy my CD, I can get this Porsche, because I'm in a Porsche Boxster on the front.
Right.
Then the legal department at Warner Brothers said, we don't have Porsche's permission to use their name, and we don't want to get sued. So unless you sign a waiver that dismisses Warner Brothers, so in case there's a lawsuit, they can come after me, but not after the label, right?
That's how it is, man.
And they said, why do you want to call it that anyway? And I said, because I think it's funny for an artist to tell their fans, hey, buy my CD, and here's what I'm going to do with the money. And they said, well, no one really does that. And I said, yeah, no. Lexus presents Eric Clapton.
So true.
So then they said, buy my car. And the car is so cool that when we shot the album cover on the beach in Santa Monica, the girl that's in there was a penthouse cover girl.
Yeah, she's smoking. Huh?
Guys were jogging by, and they would stop and go, is that the new Boxster? And they totally ignored her. And she'd stand there going, I can't believe it. And all these guys wanted to touch the car, and they didn't even say hello to her.
Wow.
So they wouldn't even rent me one to drive, like the day it came out, and I was in New York doing all this press, and I said, wouldn't it be cool if I drove up with a Boxster, and that's on the cover of my thing? And they said, who's going to pay for that? And I said, man, did I pick the wrong car? I should have had, if I buy my CD, I can get this Kia Sophia. They probably would have given me two of them.
Well, we've been playing Buy My CD. Prison Love getting a lot of play. And what's the other song we pulled up there?
The Jack Shack.
The Jack Shack, yeah, we were in the Jack Shack this morning for the first time.
And then we played I'm So Good in Bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm So Good in Bed, by the way, was recorded at the Kalamazoo State Theater.
Ah, yeah, I mentioned you go on and on about Grand Rapids and how great things have been for you in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
What happened?
I haven't been on the radio there in a year.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Well, what happened? Let me see. I think I did a radio station out of order.
Oh, okay. Politics?
Yeah. I did a radio station that played me all the time before anybody else ever did. And the reason why I got to do the Kalamazoo State Theater was because of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the label calls me up and said, oh, what are you doing? You were supposed to go to this other place first. And I said, who cares? Who goes there for? Well, then this other guy goes on the radio and says, don't ever listen to Robert Schimmel again. And
wow.
If you have tickets to go see him at the theater, ask for your money back.
Man,
don't tell me people actually did that.
No, they didn't.
Oh, okay.
But that was it. I mean, right. Then Warner Brothers actually called me and they said, what are you doing? Are you nuts? We want. Then I figured out how it works,
Yep. Oh, that definitely.
This is how it works. See, I'm on the bottom of the food chain. But I'll actually wake up in the morning and come in and crack jokes with you guys. Sheryl Crow won't do it, because she just wants to have fun until she sells 10 million records, then having fun is not doing radio anymore. But they only want me to go to the stations that are going to play their artists. So that's how it works.
Right. They're musical artists.
Then you got to play the new, Seal thing or whatever it is. So, no, it is. And it's so weird. Then I get called into a meeting like, don't ever do that again. It's like you're not allowed to, like, go do radio on your own without going through them first.
Yeah.
Where I was doing radio before I ever had a CD out.
Well, that's what you get for getting big, Robert.
No, it's a really weird
That's
thing.
what happens.
People don't see that side of it.
Oh, yeah, they have no idea.
You know,
we certainly try to shield them from that.
And it was and it's like that on TV too. I don't know if you remember, but it used to be like that big time on the Tonight Show.
With the blacklisting thing.
And Letterman, when when Leno was with that old manager.
Helen woman.
That was a real thing. If you did Letterman first, if you hadn't done either show, and you debuted on Letterman, you were never on the Tonight Show. It was over.
Well, you know, Joan Rivers, they still won't have her
Which
on the
I thought
Tonight
was
Show.
stupid because Leno used to be on Letterman.
Right.
Oh, sure.
I mean, you
all the time.
You wouldn't know who he was if he didn't do Letterman. And now if you do Letterman, you can't do his show.
Well, they take it as an indication as to, you know, what show is the best. You know what I mean? It's like a...
I can't believe,
like
though,
a subliminal statement that
Joan
one
Rivers,
show rules.
She hasn't had that talk show in, 10 years?
Hell,
They're none of the
forever.
same people from the Tonight Show still there, and they will not have her on.
I remember when Carson was on the Tonight Show, when Barbara Streisand was supposed to be on, and she canceled at the last minute for some reason. She said she had a sore throat or whatever it was, and Carson came out and said Barbara Streisand was supposed to be on tonight, and she canceled with no warning at the last minute. And he said she will never be on the show again. As long as I'm here, Streisand will never be on the Tonight Show. She never was.
Yeah.
And I had never heard him say anything like that before.
Yeah, I didn't think he was that way. By the way,
he used to work really dirty in Vegas.
Who?
Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson
yeah.
did? Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
So you never know, you know.
That's what you should do. You should go around telling on all the people who are perceived to be really straight. Telling them for their dirty days.
I don't think it's a matter of everybody has those. I'll tell you, the sickest, dirtiest comic that I ever saw in my life, ever, was Bob Saget.
Oh, yeah. He's wild.
He is. Bob Saget. And that's what I thought was really funny is that these guys, these writers like me, they wanted to pitch me for a pilot for a sitcom once in L.A., and these casting people said, well, you know, Robert talks about masturbating and about having sex a lot in his act, and how could he play some kid's father in a sitcom when in a nightclub, you know, he jokes around about that kind of stuff. And I said, you know, you're absolutely right. Maybe if I would have been a convicted cocaine dealer like Tim Allen, then I could have been.
Yeah, really. Well, and in fact,
seriously,
Tim Allen has had a lot. There's a lot of blue comedy that he. In fact, he was always running into that because
but he isn't.
He could have had life.
No,
in
but
prison
it is public record though. It is public record.
Sure.
I mean, he was in jail, right? So
he came out with that.
How come he could play a kid's father and in real life be a drug dealer?
Yeah. Well,
because you look just as naughty as you are, Robert.
I know. So I told my wife from now on, every time she wants to have sex, instead of that, we'll deal a little coke, and maybe I can get a break in Hollywood.
You know what's interesting? I met, Tim Allen, a local guy, and he was always at Mark Ridley's and stuff like that. And then, of course, when ABC came and got him for Home Improvement, then once that whole thing was in motion, then it was like, oh, by the way, you don't have any past offenses. Well, there was this coke thing, and so they had to get that out before the tabloids hit with it.
They were about to
that would
hit
have
with
destroyed him. I mean, the timing of that was critical.
Well, that's why this thing's funny about Dr. Loris, because I think everybody has something.
Yeah,
oh, God,
It's amazing. I remember a time maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, where people would have never come out of the closet to rat anybody out like that, and now everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame. They'll come out and tell.
He's 80 years old.
80.
What is he doing this for?
I probably can't believe he even found the damn pictures at 80. Rummaged through his closet.
Well, that's the thing.
Here's those nudes.
Well, that's the thing that bothers me about Lewinsky is that women last week was 22 years that I've been married. I couldn't give you 2 dates that my wife had oral sex with me. She knows dates. To me, that sounds like you're setting somebody up.
Oh.
And to be able to name days that you did it.
And who he was on the phone with,
and to have a dress.
Seriously. I mean, senators and nicknames, like she said this. She's on the phone, somebody's calling this, and it turned out it was a certain senator.
Oh, I know it.
And he was indeed on the phone with that guy on that day that time, and she claimed she had that in her mouth.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's
pretty amazing.
To save the dress, where usually most women try and get away from semen as far as possible. That's like kryptonite to them. To save it and give it to your mom, I mean,
I know
that doesn't sound right.
Gives it to her mother.
And walk out of the office office with like, you know, a big watch on her, on her chest and on her hip, I guess.
And then to say that the reason why that happened was because he didn't know her well enough. Well, you know, in my world, I think you'd have to know somebody pretty good to be able to finish on their clothes. I mean, what girl could you do that with? Hey, listen, can I shoot it on your lapel? I don't know you. Get out of here. What are you kidding? This is a Halston dress. Do it in my mouth. I can spit it out. The dress can be ruined. That's why I think he deserves a lot more credit than people really give him, because she said in her testimony that she begged him to finish he said no. If that was me, I wouldn't even get past please. Are you kidding? Could I please? What was that you said? I'm sorry, I was having an orgasm.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, please.
Well, it's like you hear about
you know, that
he
seems
had
to
rules,
me,
you know.
He's so brilliant, though. Clinton is the ultimate manipulator and weasel, and I can almost see him in his mind, which he's a brilliant man. You know, I think I've thought of this new way to have women beg me to.
Yeah, right.
Brer Rabbit.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever you want, but don't let me finish in your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that becomes the whole, that's it right there.
Well,
what you can't do,
is what you want. And they talk about that when he has these women, it starts with a set of rules. You know, we can do this, but not this, or that, because if we do that constitutes this, and then they know.
Yeah, and I had a friend like
parameters.
that. I have a friend like that just got divorced, actually. They used to go to strip clubs and went to the Mustang Ranch last time I was in Vegas, and then he said, well, you know, if she's just doing that to you and you're not really touching her, you're not cheating on your wife. Like, his wife had a different set of rules, really.
Isn't it odd that so many women support Clinton?
Yeah.
I mean, with that excuse, I mean, you think women would be coming down so hard on him?
No, my wife goes, gee, why don't they leave him alone? You know, so what? So you don't know what the rest of his life is like. She said, you know, if you're happy and everything's perfect, then you never look for stuff like that. She said, obviously, there's something wrong if he's out there.
And they want to blame
But what
Hillary.
if you at that moment said, you know what, I got to tell you, there's this, you know, the intern at the record company that, you know, has helped me with this. Well, I've been doing the same thing with her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What's her name? Washcloth? Jergens, is that her name?
Yeah, well,
we got to move on here because we got to get to Trudi.
Why? I'm not going to get on the other station again.
No, I
you
guess
think
not.
they were listening this time?
Robert's at Chaplin's Comedy Club. Robert Schimmel, you know him. You've heard us playing Buy My CD and Prison Love and other stuff, and you've been here before. Chaplin's Comedy Club on Groesbeck south of 15 tonight and tomorrow night, and the show times are 8:30 and 10:30. And if you've enjoyed this segment, I guarantee you will enjoy the live segment probably 10 times more. It's a little looser.
Oh, last time I was here, I got to tell you this one quick thing. My opening act goes, hey, you want to go to a casino? And takes me to Canada.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And we go there. We ate at this great place, by the way, called the Tunnel Barbecue. That's like right through.
I've heard that.
Yeah. I mean, actually, Warner Brothers in L.A. asked me, they said, if you go over there, buy a bunch of this barbecue sauce and send it to us, because it's like the best. And you can't get it anywhere but there.
Wow.
So we go to the casino, we're doing that, and I get a really bad headache, and I go to this drugstore to get some aspirin, and I wind up getting like Tylenol with codeine or whatever. Well, I think nothing of it, and I have it in the car, and we're coming back, and we get to the customs, and the guy says, do you have anything to declare? So the driver goes, no, and I said yes at the same time. He goes, no, yes. So the guy goes, what is it, no or yes? And then he goes, no, yes. I said I bought some barbecue sauce, and I got a bottle of Tylenol or aspirin, whatever it was, and I said, here's the receipt, and I showed him the thing, and the guy goes, well, you know, this is a felony. He said, you're bringing narcotics back into the country, and I said, I am, and they said, yeah, this has codeine in it, and you don't have a prescription. I said, well, you don't need a prescription. I got it. They said, yeah, over there you don't need it, but here you do. And he said, you know, I could arrest you right now, right? And the guy in the car is going, did I tell you to keep your mouth shut? I'm going to think he doesn't hear you say that if I do? So then they open the trunk. They start searching all over the place.
No way.
And, and then there was nothing else in there. And he said, I'm going to let you go this time. This time. You think I'm coming back? If you want me, you better get me now, because there's going to be no next time. And he said, but don't, if I ever catch you here buying Tylenol again. It's like, okay, geez, I'm in my 40s. Yeah, it's a real great drug, Tylenol with codeine. Yeah, nice buzz, and then you don't know what they talk about, where you're crapping like a brick until you take a few of those. That's the worst thing in the world.
Well, there are a lot of people who go over from here to get
That's
that.
crazy. That's crazy.
Well, to get everything.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the 222s.
Yeah, that and cigars. Everybody said, oh, bring back cigars. Yeah, you know how much cigars are over there? They're like $25, $30 a cigar.
That might be like $2 US by now.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But when I was a kid, I wouldn't have spent $20 for a bag of pot. And now that's for whatever that meant. And
well, Canada's. I mean, you got the full nudity over there, where they're bottomless and all that. So all that goes on. Prostitution is also legal as long as it's through an escort.
What?
Prostitution is legal as long as it's through an escort service.
Through an escort service,
Yeah.
great. So you have the guy sitting on the edge of your bed while you're doing it. Could you at least turn your back and watch TV while we're doing it, please? Sorry, I'm the escort. I gotta make sure, you know.
Canada's wild, 7.3% beer.
No, I know that. That part's good.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that part's good.
And the casino.
And
we'll
the
have
casino.
casinos here pretty soon. A couple of years.
We were just talking about it yesterday on the way from the airport. That's crazy that you guys don't. Why let everybody go over there to dump all their money there?
It's such a long story.
I live in
pointless to
Scottsdale,
even tell us
Arizona.
it's coming.
They open up. Harrah's opened on an Indian reservation in Scottsdale.
In Scottsdale, there's a casino now.
Yeah, sure is.
Wow, I knew there was a. I knew I needed to
Pima,
get back to Phoenix.
On Pima and Indian Bend Road, there's a giant casino. I mean, big. I mean,
Really? Is it nice?
Yeah, and you can't. And it's not like here. I went to this place last time. Like the cheapest thing, it was like $15, $20.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, the minimums, table minimums, are ridiculous. But it's a long story, but it's like they vote on it, they decide to have it, and then once it's all set in stone, then somebody challenges it, and the next thing you know, we're right back to square one. And years just tick by while the stupidity rages.
It's happening now, though. The temporary casino is on the way up.
After years.
Temporary casino?
Yeah.
Is it going to be like a van that drives around your neighborhood?
Pretty close.
Almost. Like the ice cream truck. Hey, kids want to play blackjack?
Well, you actually, when you were in Canada, you played in a temporary casino.
Yeah.
There's a new one now that's
what I
really
heard.
nice, so you need to get over there.
Yeah. I'm going to go right now, right after the show.
They're ready for you.
Sure they are.
The minimums are lower now, too.
Are they?
Yeah, in the morning.
This guy lost everything he made there. He bet like $100 on a blackjack hand. I couldn't believe it. I mean, for the money he's making, which is nothing, and the dealers flipped over an ace and said insurance, and he said that's a sucker bet. Bam, blackjack. So then he bets $200 right away.
Oh, you got to make it back.
Because he says, what are the odds of him having blackjack again? Well, I don't know what they were, but he had it. So insurance, and the guy said no. Boom, blackjack. $300 in two hands.
That's when you want to
turned white.
That's when you
really
reach over
did.
and slug the guy. I love Joe Pesci in Casino when they keep giving him the wrong card. And he just throws the card back at the dealer.
Have
He's
you
like,
heard his CD?
Deal another one. We have it. Is it any good?
You haven't heard any of it?
The musical CD?
Yeah.
I've heard him sing like he's on a Beatles cover CD, and he's awful.
Oh, no, not the Beatles thing. There's I just showed it to him yesterday, but he doesn't have a CD player in the car. There's a couple songs on there that are hysterical.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like the guy singing from Casino. I mean, just imagine him singing some Sinatra song, and cursing in it. I mean, it's just hysterical. It really is. I laughed. I played it. Actually, someone gave it to me. I played it in the car yesterday on the way to the airport. My dad was driving me, and I started laughing, and my dad said, I can't believe the language this guy's using. I was on the floor. Because it's going to be that.
We'll have to bleep it out. We do have to break. We must break and get Trudi in here. It's 810-792-1902.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh, thank you, Robert. And good luck tonight at Chaplin's and with the CD and all that. And come and see us next time.
Okay.
All right. Robert Schimmel.
And Mike.
Oh, those guys are fast!
101 WRI. The Riff. 101 WRF, Detroit.
Let's get Ouchy the Clown on the phone.
Laffy Clown.
The dominatrix clown. Scary looking clown. He's on the web. There's a lot of places.
I was asking her needle dick. Send in the clowns.
Hello, is Ouchy the Clown there?
You got him.
Ouchy, it's Drew and Mike, WRIF Radio.
How are you?
Not bad. How are you doing?
Fine.
Boy, you're the biggest example of a voice not matching a picture. At least the picture I'm looking at, with you in that S&M gear and that clown outfit.
Hey, I should probably give you another number to call, because otherwise you're going to be interviewing me on a cell phone, which is probably not a good idea.
Okay, what's the number, Ouchy?
510...
510...
535...
Okay.
1268.
Got it. Thanks,
I'll call
Ouchy.
you.
Sure.
All right, 41.
Ouchy.
The clowns.
How you doing, bud?
Fine, how are y'all?
Not bad.
That was pretty strange a minute ago. What you're capable of is a little frightening.
I'm afraid of Ouchy the Clown.
I am too, the name alone.
Ouchy, have you wailed on anyone's...
My plan is working.
Have you wailed on anyone's genitals yet today?
Not today. I'm just having my little clown breakfast.
What's your clown breakfast?
Cottage cheese and fruit. Clown's got to keep his musculature, you know.
Lots of protein.
Mm-hmm.
There are other sources, as you well know.
As I am very familiar with.
Ouchy, couldn't you take on some other persona than a clown persona to do this dominatrix thing?
Sure, but why?
Because you look like an even creepier version of John Gacy to me in the pictures.
You do have a Gacy look.
He had a bigger belly than I do.
Ouchy,
Right.
what do you do? You have a 2.5-hour minimum. I can't believe anyone would want to be with Ouchy the Clown for 2.5 hours. But
no way.
Well, it takes about an hour to put on the makeup, so.
Oh, okay. So they just sit there and watch you put on makeup for an hour?
Well, no, but they got to pay me for it because it's an ordeal.
In 2.5 hours, I just can't believe that you can't get your job done in an hour. I mean, because you're basically wailing on these people, right?
It's more than just wailing. I mean, there's a certain finesse to it.
Yeah.
Reading your submissive behavior and understanding where they're at and kind of keeping them teetering on the edge of saying no, but not quite.
Like trying to find out how much they want to be wailed on.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm ashamed that I'm starting to understand this.
No,
you're delving much further into the seedy underworld than you ever thought you would.
Yeah, I don't mind taking a look at it. I just don't want to be in it.
Yeah, a fast look.
But now I'm starting to not look even... I don't think I even like looking at it anymore.
Well, it says here Adult Clown Services.
That's right.
Okay, but...
dominating is only one. I also do straight razor shaving.
Ouchie.
Keep going.
I also do disc jockeying work and corporate meeting facilitation.
No way in hell.
Ouchie, can I just take a wild guess? I'm willing to bet that you have straight razored someone's ass.
There's. I think you can see a picture of that on the site, actually.
Oh yeah, I did
I've
see
seen it. So you mean to tell me?
Maybe that. Hopefully that's where I got the idea.
Yeah.
Hopefully you didn't conjure that up all by yourself.
So you mean to tell me that you're at somebody's house, you shave their pooper through and through, and then you take off your makeup, get in your car, and then go to a corporation and facilitate a meeting like everything is cool?
There's not really that much difference.
Ouchie, what kind of real clown stuff do you do? Do you do balloon tricks and things like that too?
Yeah, really. I do balloon tricks, sure.
You do? What else do you do? I mean, if someone
balloon animals.
If someone wanted you for a bar mitzvah, which hopefully they never would, what would you be able to do that would be appropriate there?
Maybe it'd be more appropriate for me to do a bris ceremony. I don't know.
Oh God!
So people don't hire
Come
you.
out, Ouchie!
People don't hire you for kids' parties or crap like
Ouchie
that.
doesn't do kids' parties.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you do balloon tricks.
I do balloon tricks.
Okay.
Yeah. Where does the balloon end up eventually? Someone's ass. Am I right?
It could.
Ouchie, what do regular, everyday, normal kid clowns think of you? Do they ever protest outside of your outside of your appointments?
A little clown protest outside my house, but that would be kind of interesting.
No, because you're pretty well known. I mean, you're on the web and everything. I would think some regular clowns would be at least, leaving you nasty phone messages.
Amazingly enough, I would say that my negative email phone calls have leveled around 1%.
Is that right?
Yep.
Are you well known in the clown community?
I'm not sure how much of a little clown community that there is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, have you heard, honestly, from clowns who said, hey, look,
Knock it off, Ouchie.
Yeah.
No, I have not.
No,
Okay.
All right. That's not that well known. Okay, so Ouchie, what do? You wail on people, you put your makeup on, you look like Gacy in a jockstrap. What else happens?
Disc jockeying work. I'm disc jockeying a big commercial rave in Las Vegas this weekend.
Oh, a rave.
Oh, my God.
You probably wail on people during the songs.
With any luck, I'll put on the long one and run out and beat on someone.
Yeah, I figured. Well, ravers would dig that.
Oh, yeah. So here you're
Either that or they might not know the difference.
Here you are in the outfit. What happens? I'm the client. I've hired you. Do I say, hey, Ouchy, shave my ass? Or do you just end up shaving my ass under protest from me?
We usually talk up front about what your limits are and sort of a contract in that regard.
And will they say, like, first thing I want you to do is this, like step 1, 2, 3, and then in the end, the grand finale, you shave my ass, that sort of thing?
Sure.
Oh, I see.
Or,
okay.
you know, what's not okay. Don't hit me there, hit me here instead. Don't do that, do this instead.
I think I see a future appointment here. You guys are definitely connecting on this.
Trying to understand.
Negotiate your stay for it up front.
Yeah, and if I wanted the works, Ouchy, how much would it cost me?
Well, like I said, it's $250 minimum.
Yeah.
An hour.
And then there's extras for the butt plug and that stuff.
But I'm saying the works, Ouchy, how much? How crazy.
I think you could...
1,000?
You could certainly spend that.
What do women like you to do? Because I know...
Great question.
You know, the men like to be wailed on and stuff. The women like the nipple clamps and that kind of stuff? Or what do you do to them?
A similar sort of thing, but yeah, usually more of that. Less real aggressive beating, I suppose.
Spankings?
Wonderful female genitalia shaves as well.
I saw that picture.
Yeah, boy.
There needs to be some iodine on that thing.
Do you have your little squeaky toys while you're doing all this stuff?
Yeah.
And people get amused by that?
Cream pies and rubber chickens and what have you.
I know you don't get many complaints, but I would like to register one at this time.
You'd like to register one right here and now?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Cut it out, Ouchy. Ouchy, you are selling the Ouchy the Clown T-shirts in kids' sizes, small, medium, and large. I don't want kids running around in Ouchy the Clown T-shirts.
That's true.
Well, you know, some women like to wear those little tight T-shirts.
Oh, well, they say kids' sizes on your website.
There's you know, yeah, there's a gamut of sizes.
If a 15-year-old boy called you, would you show up for $100 an hour?
No.
Okay.
No way?
Good.
No.
What do the women look like that hire you? Are they bull dykes? Are they hot? I mean, what kind of woman would hire you?
I would say all of the above so far.
Yeah? Do you do bachelorette parties, groups of women?
They're nice.
Really?
What kind of a skank bachelorette party wants Ouchy the Clown to show up and start pounding their genitals?
One that knows how to have a lot of fun.
What's the percentage of all your clients? What's the percentage breakdown in terms of guys and girls that hire you? 90% gay guys, 10% women?
No, I would say probably more like 60-40.
Really?
Are there any straight guys that want Ouchy the Clown to wail on them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what's going on there? Explain that to me. Is that like one of these high-powered executives that just wants to be, dominated, wants to be submissive once in a blue moon?
That's in the closet, right?
I don't know. I mean, it's not necessarily. Well, it's not at all a sexual sort of thing. It's much more sensual, and
But wait a minute. If you're
heterosexual though, why do you want Ouchy the Clown to be your sensuous touch for a couple hours?
Yeah.
Because you're kinky and twisted.
No way can some hetero guy allow you in a clown outfit to hold his worm and shave around it and shave his nuts and his butt.
It has happened on more than one occasion.
Well, that guy then is just in the closet.
I don't practice psychology, so.
Ouchy, are you friends with the other clown, the guy that has the dog coming out of his pants, who's in all this trouble?
Oh. No, somebody actually another radio show interview told me about that guy. I don't know about him.
Yeah, no, he claims to be a really straight clown, but he's got this dog that's been coming out of his pants for 30 years. And finally someone has said, hey, I don't know about this dog coming out of this guy's zipper. That's not too cool.
That's Chihuahua.
Yeah, and he's in, regular Labor Day parades and stuff like that. But Ouchy, you don't march in parades, do you?
Not so far.
And he flings his raincoat open, doesn't he, that guy?
Yes, he does. It's a trench coat.
Yeah, and then here's this...
And he's acting appalled because people are, suggesting there's something afoul with this.
I'm horrified.
We're talking to Ouchy the Clown. Ouchy the Clown is one of these people who will just wail on you. He's a dominatrix, but he's in clown mode, and he seems to know a few clown tricks, and he's definitely a clown.
Yeah.
Definitely. And he's got a website. What's your website, Ouchy?
www.ouchytheclown.com. OUCHY.
Okay, you probably didn't have to fight too hard for that one, did you?
Fortunately not.
Yeah.
All right, now just so I understand this fully, I see all these different things you do, so just clarify one thing for me.
All right, I will do my best.
What do you end up doing sexually, if anything, to the gay clients?
So far, that has not happened.
Okay.
Mike,
all right.
About a year.
Okay.
And as I said, it's much more sensual than it is
All
sexual.
right. Okay. Okay.
I think you're gonna have to try it out. I mean,
You want to hear the kinky stuff, but I don't.
Well, I just don't see how.
Mike cannot believe he's so turned on right now. He can't believe there isn't some kind of exchange of
Will you
bodily fluids
quit
that
it?
takes place.
Shut up, Drew.
And
Like
if not,
you're-
he wants to make it happen.
Like you're not puzzled as well.
Well, yeah, actually,
you
I'm
and
a
I
little
both.
confused.
You and I both know. Ouchie comes over. He's on his back. He's gonna have a sensual massage. End up being shaved. You mean to tell me he's not got an erection from hell?
I don't know. You might get one, but I don't think I
I don't do massages either.
What's that,
I
Ouchie?
don't do massages either.
No, of course not.
Well, at least not with my hands. Maybe at the end of a single tail whip, but.
Enough. Ouchie,
I've had it. So I understand.
OuchieTheClown.com, www.OuchieTheClown.com. And is there a phone number, anybody?
There's a phone number and email address on the website.
Okay.
Oh, a new question. You put Benoit balls in somebody's butt?
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, he would have to not hear that.
I know. Benoit balls. Do you make them disappear on your gay clients?
I haven't had any of those.
Butt plugs?
I have one of
Mike,
those.
you're giving him so many great ideas.
I know.
You guys
I know.
need to get
clearly have
together.
an
Drew, you're the one that brought up
clown Benoit balls.
Ouchie, wait a minute. Drew, you brought up butt plugs earlier.
Well, you brought up
Drew
extras.
has an anal fixation.
Just trying to help.
But
There's a lot of nerve endings there. Shut up. Everybody knows that.
Ouchie never had a chance.
Ass issues, otherwise known as ass issues.
But Ouchie,
Ass shoes.
Ouchie, he never gave you a chance to answer the question. So Drew's question earlier was any use of butt plugs in this arrangement.
Not hung up on it.
Yes.
There you go, Drew. There's your answer.
Thank you, Ouchie.
Hey, let me just remind you, everybody loves a clown. You should too.
Okay. OuchieTheClown.com. Take it easy.
See ya.
All right. Whew. Twisted. Drew, god damn it.
What?
I wasn't into this guy. Now you're painting like I'm so
It's all right.
into
I
this.
like to dig Ouchie.
No,
Ouchie's cool.
I was trying to clarify what the guy does.
He won't go too far. Don't worry.
Because you've already hired him? Because you know? How can you end up... Oh, look at this photograph of this guy.
I want to see it.
Ooh.
Stop it.
Mark, look at it.
Oh, no more.
You know what? You want me to print it on glossy paper and a bucket sheet?
This is the origination of no more. The kids saw the picture of Ouchie the Clown shaving someone.
I might just surprise you and put a nice HP glossy and a bucket sheet. Put it in your pre-show material.
Just include it with Joe
Next
DiMaggio,
week.
please.
I know it, dude. The photo of which occasionally is hanging out in our office with this huge hairy slug.
Crying out loud.
I've had enough of that. All right, this
Put it
is
out, DiMaggio.
God, horrible subject. I'm not hiring this guy. I swear I'm not.
Drew and Mike. 101 WRIF.